There are people in chat already waiting on me because I gave the time yesterday and I committed to being here on time. So thank you for watching the VOD. And hello to Tsunami-san and Old Draenor. What's going on, guys? Everybody else hearing this is just, it's because you're watching the VOD. But yeah, so it's going to be a very, even more casual stream. Probably not. I don't know. I don't roll into these things with a plan because oftentimes I'm thinking about a lot of other stuff, not what I'm going to do on stream. So hopefully everybody had a good Friday. And for people in North America, I hope your Saturday is going well. It is Saturday, right? For people in Europe with me, I hope you had a nice Saturday. Weather was decent. I spent the entire day pretty much smoking meats for my garden neighbors. We had like a little garden get together. So, oh man, I'm tired, but I didn't want to bail. I didn't want to be able to stream. I figured I would just drink some coffee. I've got a nice iced coffee here. I didn't want to be on the stream, and because I said I'd be here, so I'm here. And I know once we get rolling, you guys will wind up having some questions or something that'll get us going. So, oops. While people are rolling in, I could probably, I guess, line up some work. All right, I've pulled. I've got latest. I could probably do some prop placement while we chat, because that's not something that I need to keep track of a lot. I just gotta keep track of props I'm placing. Wicca, Sloth, what's going on? Hello, Slayheim. Garden neighbor stuff sounds interesting. Yeah, if you haven't heard it from me a bunch of times before, we have like a 420 square meter garden plot on the edge of town. It's like 2 kilometers from here. And in Germany, there are a lot of garden areas. I forget what they're called. They've got them in like the UK and stuff as well. But essentially it's our plot for as long as we want. We just got to pay like $90 a year, I think, unless we do volunteer work, which we do. My wife works for she volunteers for the garden club, and I'm always on weekends and stuff when they've got something going on, helping do whatever work needs to be done around there. So anyway, so yeah. Allotments, Senexa. That's correct. That's what they call them. In Germany, it's called like Schwebegarten. It's basically if you haven't seen it, let me see. Bremen map. I'll show it again. Robert, hello. Robert, you're still traveling, are you? Last pics I saw, you were still festival playing. What's going on, buddy? Let me see if I can show you like roughly what it would look like. While everybody's coming in, then I'll say hi to people as well. Vala. Okay, so here, check it out. This is Bremen. Robert said, yes, been traveling, doing shows all weekend. It's a great weekend for it, man. Weather's nice. All right, so those of you that are not familiar with it, I'll explain it again. Those of you that have seen this on the VODs like a million times, apologies. I'm sure I'll answer the critical questions later. Friend by proxy, thank you for the follow. Bear Grump TTB, same deal. I'm a chick IRL, thanks for following like 2 hours ago. But yeah, So next I think they are called allotments in the UK. I think you're correct. And hello, by the way. Hey, Thadvik, Grumpy Monk, Vorer, Magnus. Who else rolled in? Thor. What's up, Deep Squats? Baniel, Syntlytic, Pipes. Hey, Chess Solo. So anyway, what's up, Guy Love? So if you look at like, this is Bremen. Big city, you know, the big city of Bremen. It's actually pretty small. So if you look at the housing and stuff here, that's like normal housing, apartment, buildings, blah, blah, blah. This whole area, it's gardens. Schrebergarten, correct. So like these are different lots with houses, little garden houses, like a little 24 square meter house. And you can redo it however you want, and you know, you've got a lot of freedom. It's Germany, so there's always rules in any club, but yeah, these are all gardens. And so what we do is we get on our bike and then we just, I've got a cargo bike that we throw the dog and all the crap on, and we drive up to the garden. And I got a smoker, and so I smoked meats for the peoples today. I was providing the people with the meat. And one of the things that I made was, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I made cochinita pibil. And that was delicious. People dug it. The Germans liked it. We had some tacos. It's like pulled pork. Yucatan style pulled pork, basically. And the cool thing, you want to hear something cool about this? I'm proud of it. So it says you're supposed to wrap it in banana leaves, right? You wrap it in banana leaves, but it's from the Yucatan, and I assume that maybe I don't know, man. I'm not a mathematician. I don't know anything about the Yucatan. I didn't go to school, but I assume that maybe they have bananas, but I also assume they just have maize. They have corn. And I actually have some, I don't know, South American black corn growing in my garden. It's super tall now too. It's like over 2 meters. So I have these big, long, beautiful black corn. Well, they're not black, but the corn's black. But like these nice corn husks. So I just got there, and I just got there this morning, cut some nice long corn husks, and then wrapped the pork and all that stuff in it. And yeah, because I couldn't find banana leaves. So that's my story. That's the story of my day. We had I think we had 4 kilos of pork shoulder. So I divided it in 2. I did one like this, and then I did another one that was like vinegar and garlic and stuff. So I was hoping to, I was kind of hoping to make it feel a little like something I'd eat in Tampa, you know. I didn't look it up. For some reason, I remember eating at a Cuban restaurant, and I thought it was like very garlicky and vinegary. So I freestyled that. The Germans like this better, but I'm a fan of my garlic pork. So how was your day? Flurvis the Word said, heard you were a vet. What branch MOS? I was in the Army. I was 11 Bravo 1 Papa. And I just sort of 1 P on there just to be a dork. I only went to airborne school. I didn't do a single jump after that. But I was 11B. Ventaleon, hello. Raziel, what's going on? Hirohini. The Minted Skull, did I already thank you for the follow? Mark, what's going on? Puzzle Monkey. Hey, you're very welcome for my service. What's that? Some sort of MP? Oh, 31R? Yeah, what is a 31R? Signal Corps. Word. Making sure that we're properly communicating. Pilgrim Burger said, looks at every vendor in game, can't find banana leaves. You got to go to the banana leaf vendor. You know our game. Come on, man. Deep gnomes soon, yes. Hey, Penny. There are some good Cuban restaurants in Ybor City outside of Tampa. I've been to Ybor City twice. Both times were... No, maybe I've been more than that. I've for sure been to Tampa. Actually, maybe 4 or 5. For the skate park of Tampa Pro and Am contest, I think a couple years. Music is not in stereo. Robert, no, I saw that last stream and was like, Robert's going to be upset with me because the music's not in stereo again because I'm looking at the monitor. I can show you the clip. I can point you to the last VOD and you'll know I'm not lying. I was like, Robert's going to be bummed that the music screwed up again. And I tried to remember, you showed me how to fix it. And I forgot how to fix it. And so now it's not in stereo. So you got to help me fix it again. Otherwise I'm giving you mono. And not because we were kissing. Pause. There's no pausing. That one's already out. It's too late. Robert is a beautiful man. If I had to kiss Robert, it wouldn't be that bad. There you go. You can clip that. I wouldn't mind. Now you know a little more behind the scenes. Robert, your wife's not with you on tour, right? She won't know our secret. Did I have my hat off today? I feel like my head got sunburned, but I swear I was under the umbrella the whole time. We only hugged when we met, though. No kissing, it's true. Robert was a gentleman. When will the deep be available? Really hoping to do a strong push to get you at least able to start in the underdocs in the next 2 weeks. But it may be 4, and I apologize for the delay on that. This summer has been a little tough for us. We've had if we want to just talk scheduling, we're still good for October. We're still going to be pushing to hit October in as good a state as we can be. But we've had a number of people over the last like 2-3 months where a lot of stuff has popped up. What you want to hear something kind of, it's not funny, but I can't think of a better word because I don't know. The longer I live in Europe, the smaller my vocabulary gets. But we've had, at this point, I think no fewer than 5 people on the team get completely disrupted because of AI at their work. Right? The introduction, like, so it's a combination of people on teams where, you know, a lot of their team members have, their fellow team members have been made redundant, while essentially they've been replaced by AI, or they're having to do a bunch of new work in order to get everything integrated properly, or right. It's just been like, in no fewer than 5 that I can just immediately think of offhand. And so all of a sudden, you know, we'll have a person gone for 3 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever, just because their schedule's completely disrupted. That is one of the challenges with working on a project with like an all-volunteer team. So, yeah. That said, we've also had new people join the team. It's just, you know, we don't have a ton of turnover, but we've had a little bit, and we are sitting at 50 people right now. And we're just kind of chipping away, but the next few weeks are definitely going to be pretty focused with us getting ready for October and trying to, I mean, the real push is trying to get you guys into the deep and running around during beta. Banuel said, so now lost my IT job and working in a factory so I can play M&M when it comes out. What kind of factory are you working in? Is Reekbog in active production? It is not. And that those names are outdated, but it's actively being thought about. Penemu Underdocs will be a starting area for a variety of races and classes, and then Elverith is also going to be a starting area. And we're working on both right now. Missing a lot of classes overhaul too. I'm curious about the timeline for EA. I could have sworn, so, oh man, I just rolled in from the garden. I haven't had a chance to like triple confirm with the guys, but I asked them if we could run through the list of the remaining classes in like rough timeline, but we're not going to do it tonight because I want to go back and look at that order and dates with them. But I have asked Jahar and Zilith about that. And they seem cool with it. But it's basically, I'm just not prepared. So first stream next week, we'll talk about the remaining class roadmap. Still planned server lock September 1st. Also planned for servers to come down a week or two prior to the 1st. Oh, sorry, you said September 1st. A week or two prior to October 1st for final updates, patches. Yes, on beta is probably going to come down a week or two before October. We're treating the lock for September 1st as more of a big feature lock at this point, and allotting for the opportunity to keep working on content and certain polish and bug fixes. So Spencer asks, are deep gnomes considered neutral, but deep elves evil, and Night Harbor guards will treat them both differently? They'll treat you differently Now, they're going to treat deep elves the same on the surface no matter what, but deep gnomes, I'll have to look and see what their god options are again. It's going to be more a matter of god and race for them. So because you basically got god race class combo. Baniel said Rockwell Automation making cabinets, car parts for Tesla and such. Oh, cool. Robert, is there an easy way for me to fix the mono sound, or are we stuck with it for this stream? I think something bit me. Oh, the bot's not turned on. Mega Gonk. That's my bad. Let me... Let me fix the bot. But Deep Squats has us covered. Figgy Newt said, Robot, don't forget what we spoke about. Fishing to catch super rare bait and then cast to summon a raid or rare encounter. Ollie has helped us get that dream one step closer to reality. Ollie has just reworked the fishing system and added more functionality in. Ollie's been on vacation, so he's just been slamming through new stuff. I'm wearing headphones now, so I can easily hear if you're fixing it. So if you want to tweak, please do, and I'll let you know when we're in stereo. I can see when it fixes. I get a second bar on my whatchamacallit in Streamlabs. I just couldn't figure out what to click to fix it. So while I've got my monitor blacked out, let me see if I can find it. Properties. Hey, Zen0. Are there going to be unlockable class quests for certain races this year? This year, there should be one. Have we looked at foraging tables? We've been looking at them. I don't know how much they've been improved, but that has been a topic, and there's been some additional functionality or bug fixing there, if I remember correctly. And that's something that's going to continue to improve over time. Let me see if I can fix this. Hey, Ghastly. Hey, Vic Roll. Why aren't you guys watching Kungan? First of all, that's the question I have. That is an entertaining stream to watch, because he's very... Last I looked, he was very excited about the game. I hope he's so excited about the game. That just turns the sound off. Yeah, it makes me happy to watch him, man. Like, that level of enthusiasm makes it cool. He's still loving it. I saw when I was coming on my way in, I saw Critter was streaming, saw Kungan was streaming, and Kungan's stream name was like, I don't know, something about saving MMOs or something. Haggle coming soon. We've got, I think Haggle will be in this update. Do I wear wigs? Have you worn wigs? Will you wear wigs? When will you wear wigs? I think I wore a wig for like Halloween before. Oh, I remember. I wore... I was such a goofy teenager, man. This was the early 90s, like 92 or 93. And I think my mom had like one of those cell phones that it was like a briefcase with the phone, you know what I mean? Like the old school cell phones. Maybe it was even earlier, 91. All I know is that Snoop Dogg was big because for whatever reason I borrowed her cell phone, went to the mall wearing only my pajamas and a giant afro wig. So I wore a wig then. I don't wear, like lately I don't wear a wig. If I was going to wear a wig, I would probably wear like a No Country for Old Men wig and mention to people. I would ask them if the plan that got them to this point. What is the quote? You know the quote. What good's the plan if the plan's what got you to here? If the rule got you to this point, what use was the rule? Yeah, that one. That seems to be a common refrain these days. The Minted Skull, I've already said thank you, but Destined Sword I haven't said. Alright, so I'm still poking around trying to find how to make my sound not make Robert sad. And thus me sad by proxy. Dude, I don't see it. A Fallen Pass with the Underdogs patch? Oh, I want to talk to you. I think you mean Fallen Watch. Yes? Dude, I'm not seeing the stereo thing. I swear when we found it last time, I don't know, Robert, did you like know? I didn't think we knew right offhand how to fix it last time. We had to poke around a bunch. Ooh, I think I'm getting warmer. Hey, Rondo. I was thinking about you earlier. I gotta follow up. Yeah, the audio thing's going on. I gotta follow up with you about some quest stuff, too. Dude. It hasn't been 2 years. We just fixed it the other day again. It's only playing in mono. And Panda Physique said, Sean, can you talk to us a bit about the lore of Fallen Pass and Fallen Watch? What happened there? How did they become overrun? When fell evil has begotten these horrible... What fell evil has begotten these horrid places? I don't want to tell you outright. I mean, it was 2 years ago when I helped you fix it for mono stereo. No way. That had to have been this year. Is there no plan to level restrict equipment? There is currently no plan to restrict all equipment. There is discussion on whether or not there should be restrictions on certain equipment or not. But currently nothing has a level of restriction. Raziel Rain asked, do you have plans to revisit the items and their visuals? Seems like A lot of higher level items don't have a better look over a lower level item. Yeah, examples and stuff. Yes, that's something that Zukin brings up a bit, and it is something we will be chipping away at, especially since we have even more new visuals. So. Pew 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 5000 said, question for you. Dougal Braum drops a hilt. Alaric Braum drops a note. Is it possible Muriel Braum drops a rare unique item like the others? It is possible. Zukin just confirmed. He and Goblin have talked about a LERP assignment revamp as well. And LERP is, when we mention LERP, it's our ability to tweak color variations and stuff. Sorry. I've got my screen blacked out because I'm going through random settings trying to figure out if I can fix this whole mono audio thing. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to fix it today. I mean, I'll be able to fix it eventually. It's amazing for all the things that Microsoft has done. One thing they have not done is made it easier to figure out how to fix this sort of thing. It's all one channel for some reason. Wait a second. Let me go back. Oh, I figured it out, I think. I figured it out the same way I figured it out when Robert was helping me. Let me test my theory. Hey, Pattis. What's going on, buddy? I figured it out. Bum, bum, bum. I had a flashback and I figured it out. Robert, it was not a, well, a roundabout way, it was a OBS setting. So OBS was using, I have a really janky setup for my headphones. I have these headphones that are basically, they just sit on the edge of my desk at all times, and then I have earbuds plugged into them. And I'm listening through the earbuds. Otherwise, I'd have headphones on my head. And I think what happens is anytime that it's set to go like, and so there are two different devices essentially listed. One is the earbuds and one are the headphones. And if I have the default OBS setting to the earbuds, I think the earbuds or mono or something, even though they're in stereo, I hear it in stereo. When I switch it, then I just have to switch the default on OBS and then also in Windows, and it works. It sounds better now. Handling the tough topics. Are we getting a deep dive today? You're not getting a... No, I don't think you are. No. But soon, right? Because they're working on them right now for this coming patch. Criven said, as a musician, it just seems wrong to play a bard without hearing music coming from songs. Is this just a we haven't had time to do it thing, or is it intended? It's currently intended, but we have discussed stuff in the past on like if we had infinite time and infinite like Robert capacity and stuff like that, would we do something that both we've talked about gameplay and we've talked about, you know, how other games have, you know, give you the ability to make music when you're with other bards in a tavern or whatever. I mean, we've discussed all those things. But it's just, you gotta, stuff like that, when you guys suggest it, I'm never meaning to throw it by the wayside. And I'm not deflecting when I say this, but it really is. As I was saying a little bit earlier, so back on topic now that we've got audio. As I was saying a little bit earlier, it's hard for us to just get the basic stuff done with a volunteer team. And it's not a criticism of the volunteers. The volunteers are going above and beyond, right? Because you've got people that are working other jobs and working on the game. So you've got people that are working other jobs, have families, in some cases young kids, and are also working on the game. So our ability to both plan and like we can't easily just keep to a like consistent, you know, sprint plan or whatever. We're just always kind of clawing at the sand, pulling stuff off the giant pile and making the pile a little bit smaller as we go. But then, like I said, stuff pops up all the time where somebody's got to disappear for 2 weeks or a month or 2 months or whatever. So that means for us, we're constantly reprioritizing. And then you'll see some stuff go in. You'll even see something go in with this coming patch, this coming update. Well, you'll be like, whoa, that's super frivolous. But what it was we were interviewing and trying out a new programmer. And he was working on the stuff that we asked him to work on. And he was also, hey, I also threw this other thing in on the side. And we're like, that's pretty cool, man. Appreciate it. And then we joked about the fact that somebody is going to see it and go, I can't believe we got this in game before. I was going to say GTA 6, but before you fixed all the raids or whatever it is, right? So it's inevitable, but who cares? It's all good. When can you climb trees? Well, it depends on you can find trees to climb right now. And then you could probably exploit pathing from up there and get a warning from Trent. On the last day of beta, can you guys create a massive Ashura attack in Night Harbor for players to defend Last Stand style? You know, stuff like it's such a fun idea. We'll see if something pops up, but I'll be honest, man, like we're rolling in really hot. We may have to trade like Deep Elf starter quests for a Shira invasion. Bright Fortress said, pretty amazed game and the game world. Clueless question, is there a programming reason that named mobs spawn in the same spot all the time, or is it more of a gameplay paradigm? It's more of a gameplay paradigm. There's something that when we were discussing making the game, that was a thing where we were looking at it both from a like nostalgia, it feels cozy kind of feel for us, and so we wanted to recreate that. but it's also a production question. It's pretty, the way we make content is a pretty cost-effective way to make content because we enjoy it. It does what we want it to do. And if anything, in that paradigm, we learn where stuff spawns, right? So you start to really learn the scene. We do have random spawning within volumes and stuff like that, but yeah, so, but it's one of those things. I remember 2002, right, where everybody was thinking of all the ways you can make these games not feel the way they currently feel. And it was just like, you know, what if there's no grind and there's, you know, what if the world's always different all the time? And it was always, there was a lot of exploration of ideas and have played with some of that over the years. But honestly, just coming back to mob spawn here, I get to learn the layout. I feel a sense of mastery because I have that game knowledge. It's just, you could go to Star Wars The Old Republic fidelity route, or you can go more towards the 1999 EQ Dayak. I don't know if Ashron's Call was really like that. AO, you know, just very simple kind of approach. And then WoW is the same thing, but greater quest, I wouldn't say fidelity, but quest volume, and then instance fidelity. But yeah. Fub Salacious, I would be shocked if more information comes out over time. I think Ollie and I have been, we've come from the school of like, keep a lot of the formulas and inner workings close to the chest and watch as people theory craft and kind of see what happens there. School of thought. Whereas, and I don't want to speak for them necessarily, but I do think that like Jahar and Zilith are a little more open. I would honestly, I just wish they weren't so slammed, because both of those guys, they've got a ton of work on their plates getting the classes wrapped up, and I think we're going to get most, but maybe not all of the classes wrapped up before EA. But I mean, they're continuing to plow through at a good clip. The thing is, they're pretty heads down for it, so they're not, you know, they're not in there like chopping it up with people in Discord or the forums or whatever as much as well, I don't want to say as much as they like. I don't want to speak for them. Maybe they wouldn't like it. I don't know, but they're both really great at articulating that stuff, and they're very conscientious, and they're really good communicators, and they are, you know, reading. We wind up sharing a lot of like posts and comments and feedback and stuff in our Slack. I know it may not seem like it sometimes, but there is a lot of information from you guys being discussed internally, even if we're not then responding to those threads or whatever, right? So, and I'll be honest, I was in Discord a lot more in recent months, but at this point, man, I want to try to get at least one stream a week, just so there's a little bit of visibility. I know I'm not answering all your questions. I wish I was able to. There's a lot of shit I just go, that's why we have these other people on the team. But I want to be here at least once a week, hopefully twice a week coming up a bit more. And then there's just a lot of stuff. Like I said, we've had a number of designers on the content side that have actually been hit by work stuff pretty heavily over the last 2 or 3 months, and so I'm just trying to make sure that we can stay on top of the work that needs to get done for early access. That's the nuts and bolts of it. So Evanito, said, it absolutely boggles my mind that you're making this game with a volunteer team. It's audacious, and I'm just blown away by how good the game already is. Well, I appreciate the kind words, and honestly, more than... So when I say I appreciate the kind words, it's not just because it's like, oh yeah, somebody, you know, everybody likes head pats. I like a nice comment as much as the next guy, because we read a lot of comments like... I read a great comment this week where someone was like, the game has... This M&M could truly be a great MMORPG if the developers and community would pull their heads out of their asses. I'm just like... that's a journey. That's the whole... That one sentence was like a multi-act. It's like, oh. It's like, you know, but it's, so whenever someone's just like, hey, I'm enjoying the game. It's not because it's like there's the abacus somewhere where I'm like, all right, we got 5 likes to 3 dislikes. It's more like, I'm glad I'm glad someone is enjoying it. So, especially if I don't know who you are, especially if you're not one of our regulars who have regular member of the Echo Chamber. Evanito, are you a... No, it says first time chat. First time chat and you say something nice? That's awesome. Thank you, buddy. Once EA sub money comes in, will be even better. Oh, the feedback? Yeah, the feedback is going to be great once we start taking money. We're seriously going to put like 5 click-throughs. When you go to give us money, we're going to go, wait, no, stop. Really. Before you give us any money, you realize that nothing's really changing. We didn't have a better word. We didn't have a better phrase or name. Well, we did, but then everybody got mad because they thought it was AI art, and so we stopped talking about it. But early access just means that you're now paying us to develop the game. So, and then you'll have to click through that and it'll be like, no, for real, the game is not going to be complete, but we're going to take your $15 anyways. And you got to click it again and it's like, no, for real. A prenup. We'll have to talk to our lawyer is whether or not we can have you sign a prenup on the way in. Hey, Keebs. Criddle said, wait, did I hit send on that comment? Is that your alt account? It was like, it was one of those Reddit names, so it might have been your alt account. It was a Reddit account that was not saying something bad about you, so that did seem suspicious. Darius said, it would be nice to have interactive zones like in Luckland, Hollow Shade, stuff like that. It's funny you say that because the designer that worked on Hollow Shade in Luckland is currently working on Fallen Watch. And Fallen Watch is turning out to be a crazy-ass zone. We'll see. We'll see how... Curious if you're out there, I say that with love. I'm excited to get people in there. There's a lot of like, it's just, there's lots of interesting Easter eggs and nooks and crannies and stuff in there. Problem is every company and community member has a different definition of EA. Yeah, that's why we're just going to, that's why we're going to make you click our definition. Our definition is, and it'll be like 8 bullet points. Hollow Shade with a bug-free war. I don't know if we can promise all that now. Don't get crazy. Somebody else was saying something nice. Adelo PvP said, another first-time chatter, and good sir, the game is absolutely incredible, and me and about a dozen friends and family members I play with, those in and out of beta, are all card in hand, ready to support and play EA. Thank you. You guys are awesome. And if you get tired of the game, don't forget to Let your account keep running, just in the background. No need to cancel. Don't be a quitter. Grim Phoenix, thank you for the follow 13 minutes ago. Why can't you carry 2 harvesting tools if we can already dual wield? Why not? That is an interesting question. I'm hoping we get the tool belt in and it helps make people a little happier. Purdue said, I think Eminem team will be shocked when the game goes EA with the love. You know what? This is on my mind a lot. We're going to talk about it between now and EA a ton. But there are certain realities we'll be facing with regards to initial hype and drop off over time and hopefully reactivation over time and things like that. And so we'll be looking at a lot of graphs and talking about expectations and dual wheel gathering tools is interesting puzzle for animation. Fair enough. There you go. That's a very good answer. Thank you, Derelict. Jump said, I'm such a loyalty sub man. Someone from Netflix is gonna like show up at my funeral crying. Do you want to hear something? So, and this is horrible. I feel guilty about it, but I can't fix it. I can't fix it easily. I have a storage room in Austin, Texas. And I've had that storage room in Austin, Texas since I moved here in 2015. And it was a bigger storage room. We flew to the US and were able to basically have a service come in and like just cart off a bunch of stuff. Because it was like $170 a month storage room for the first few years. And now we got it down to like, I think I'm paying about $100 a month. And there's really not that much stuff in it. But there's a older woman who helped me like remember my code and all that stuff when we were there a few years ago in Austin to try to like handle all of it. And her name is Dolores. And Dolores looked at the storage room and how long I'd been paying for it. And she was like, honey, with how much money you've spent on this storage room, you should own like half the company. So every time I look at I've got the storage room, like the card on my whiteboard, my wife's just like, we should call Dolores sometime and see if we actually do own the company now. But yeah. 3 Sheets to the Wind said, I have paid for a 3-room rental apartment for 9 years, which I use for storage. Can relate. How much would you charge me if I moved my stuff into your rental apartment? Is it in Austin by any chance? Calf Doggy Dog said, Ding 60, thank you for the adventures. Hey, thank you for dinging 60. Hopefully you will, hopefully you'll do it again soon. Congrats. €60. That's not really saving me money. Is it Idrix or Ledrix? I think it's Idrix. Idrix, thank you for the follow. 3 Sheets to the Wind, is it in Austin? Maybe we could work out a deal. If it was in Austin, I would even give you like a box of random EverQuest paraphernalia. I'm scrolling up to see if there were... just ask Joe Rogan to handle it for you. Every time I text him, he's busy. It's in Sweden, sad to say. Oh man. Well, if I could get my stuff in the US to Sweden, that would be perfect. Is it Edrix? How do I pronounce it? It's L-E? Okay. So then is that Ledrix? Are you Swedish, 3 sheets to the wind? Or do you just have an apartment there? Oh, it makes sense that you have an apartment in Sweden. That's how like every apartment is. Everything is subletted. I had to sublet my I subletted my apartment in Sweden from a guy named Simon who was moving to Hong Kong. Oh, it's not common in the rest of the country? You know, Robert, I'm not even gonna say it. I will say the nice part. There are some things I found strange about Sweden, but overall, I really like Jasmine and I really, really enjoy Sweden. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. Was it the meatballs? No, the meatballs are good. Oh, I'm a chick IRL said sorry I already asked, but can you add Fairy as a playable race in the future? You never know. One of these years when we're trying to find one more thing to milk yet, one more month of $15 out of you. Milk you? Baniel, I don't know if that sounds right. Any preview Easter eggs we get to see of a deep run through? Have you not seen the deep? It sounds exactly how you meant it to sound. Well, alright. It is Saturday. Nice quote, deep squats. I use it often. Let's go check in on some progress then. Let me see if I can make the game work. It's so deep you can't fathom it. Nice one, Acumen. Did I miss it? Ledrix, did you confirm that it's Ledrix? Usually I name my character Drix, but many people use that name. So I thought, le tricks. If I put the French article in front of the name, it was already used by someone else. Okay. Le fancy. Robert, I hear Jasmine speaking Swedish so often that that I've restarted my Duolingo for Swedish just so I could Can we see Fallen Watch? Okay, before I get into game, here's an actual thing that came up about Fallen Watch, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on it. Especially you higher level people. So Fallen Watch is so big that we're probably going to divide it into more than one zone. That may sound weird because you're looking at that castle up on the hill and you're like, how could it be that big? Well, it is. Pattis did the original layout, so that's all you gotta know. That's all you gotta... Pattis did the original layout. And then he said, hey, have fun propping this thing. So, it's big. Pattis did it, confirmed it's huge, yeah. And, Riot Clown said, I love this game and I still have no idea how to do anything yet. You're our favorite type of player. What about the Forgotten Realms shade looking city above glass flats? Vale of Zintar. Though there's a crashed one in glass flats. It is that's like a 1.0 thing, unless we really for some reason decide to put it in sooner. So the reason why I was asking higher level people, the designer that's working on Fallen Watch was hoping to get people in to start playing it sooner rather than later, right? Like in the next update even. Because he's got essentially the first zone's worth of content in. But his concern has been that if everybody bum rushes it, because there's a range of levels within it, right? So it's not just a level 60 zone, right? There's a range. So you go, mid 40s up through 60. He was asking me what I thought about making the entrance, essentially it's a teleport, NPC teleports you, but there's a level check, and not letting you in if you're over a certain level, so that it would you would hit it kind of like you would for the first time at lower levels. And I had mentioned I was concerned that the folks that are higher level would just be bummed because people are really going to want to see it. It's very interesting. They're going to want to get in. They're going to want to see it. And it's not meant to be level capped forever. It's for testing. For testing. Just for testing is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're doing it. He was saying, could we cap it so that they would test it in a way where it's not just level 60s before you... hear me out. And I said, listen, might as well have people flood in anyway at all levels, because that's the way it's going to be played, even if it's not played that way initially. So just... yeah, Sunken Resort just got bum rushed by 60s, ruins the zone. Yeah, so I think that's the concern, right? So that is the thought. So it's not for EA. It wouldn't be this way. It's not for ever. It's, hey, for this stuff that's like mid to high 40s and 50s, can we roll this out where it's like 1 week or a few days? I get some, so he can see the people run in, and then, yeah. So, anyways, I told him that given as much as you guys get upset about stuff, despite it being beta, that it probably wouldn't be worth the headache for us. And so just because there's higher level content in there as well, right? There's stuff all the way up to 60. And so I'm just being real with you. It's not shots fired. Like it's the truth, right? So, yeah. I told him just to be prepared for the onslaught. And so what he's doing is, because there's a lot of stuff in there that will actually take time to figure out anyway. We're going to do a little bit of, hopefully kind of best of both worlds, which is, I have some of that stuff not be active when you go in, and look for just getting the basic bugs, because there's going to be a lot of bugs and stuff, right? And you're going to go in, you're going to find pathing issues, you're going to find, we just overlooked, if you do this over here and that over there, then ship breaks, and training this stuff around creates this problem, and training that stuff around creates this other problem, right? So just getting that basic stuff in there. Yeah. Criddle said, the issue I see is if you make more level lock content for testing or not, people will see a pattern. Not everyone is in a streaming hearing. It's just for testing. Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. We're developing the game the way we have for the last 5.5, 6 years. At this point, we're kind of just, we're used to it, right? So then people will come out and they'll be like, yeah, but then people are going to get upset. People have never not been upset with, with something in this community. And people have never not had a misperception or taken something out of context or not had all the info. And I'm not saying that in like a negative way. I'm just saying that's just the way it is. So it's one of those things where we were having this conversation the other day where one of the guys was like, oh, but you never get a chance to make a second chance to make a good first impression. I was like, that's just not how we've done anything ever. This is not a first impression game. And the people that are in the various like forums and discords and this and that, and they're like, oh, you can never, EA launch, that's it. That's the only time anybody's ever going to check it out. If that winds up being the case, it's going to be the case. But like this game was always going to have that problem. This game was always going to not make the best first impression. Rewind. That's the whole, that is open development in a nutshell. If you want the best first impression, don't do open game development. They are in fact mutually exclusive. We're not here to make the best first impression. We're here to keep fucking grinding. Even when people are super amped about us, or people all showed up for the birthday party but left early, or only played for 3 months, then dead game. Okay, and then we'll turn around and we'll look at each other on the team and we'll go, you guys want to keep making the game that we were talking about making? Now, we may change some shit. We may look and go, you know what? You're right. It is too dark. But we adjust stuff. But at the end of the day, this game just costs us money every month. We're making zero money. We make no money. This is just coming out of, pocket, paying for you to play, right? Like, and that's not a gripe. That's not a whine or anything. That is part of what it is. Like that was the plan, right? That was always the plan. So when people are like, oh, but they may have X number of people play and then they'll have in 3 months X minus 90%. It's like, and then we'll just look around at the team and go, you guys still good with continuing to go? Somebody just mentioned it as well. Like, we're not trying to, the story that's like most inspirational to me, at least. I was talking to Goblin about this the other day. Like No Man's Sky, Hello Games, No Man's Sky. And what is the game that I'm most excited about right now, that I'm waiting on, that I hopefully it's as cool as I imagine it's going to be, is Light No Fire, right? Like, goosebumps thinking about it. If you guys, if there's anybody out there on that team, always happy to check that out at some point. Black HC said, really hope to see you guys continue at this and turn Eminem into a game it deserves to be. Have a good one. Hey, thank you. Steal a line from DCC. You will not break me. That is the philosophy of the team. Our thing is, honestly, it's just like, do you want to keep going? Just, it's funny. Goblin and I were talking. Oddly enough. And, it's just like, this is kind of, I don't know. We may have to get Goblin to do with our characters. Eminem recreated excitement of getting up early before school to play games. That's nice to hear. Over time, I mean, we're just, yeah, I need to get in game. I'll show you something if you didn't see it the other day. We're just getting like little stuff in here and there that's hopefully going to continue to make things better. That conversation with Goblin, this is one of the things I really enjoy about our team, is so varied, and so many people on the team have different input because of their background, right? So the music you're listening to, Robert Helsinki in chat has made that music. That's what's in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. But he's just he's a complete EQ nerd and absolute insane player of video games. And Goblin actually, he never played EQ. He started with WoW, and then he's become one of our most fervent, like, non-quality of life enjoyers on the team. Goblin's a young man. Big life event coming up. I don't know how much I can or cannot say, but excited for them. And and yeah, so we've got people that, you know, they never played. People are like, yeah, nobody's gonna play it if they didn't, you know, play EQ or whatever. It's just like, no, we're sticking very true to certain things because it makes the game feel different than other stuff that's out there. And so then we have people that come from backgrounds, different. Oh, these guys are new. I mean, you're gonna find them anyway, but we have people that come from different backgrounds, and they're here just because of the game feel and some of the friction that I guess other folks don't like or whatever. But where was I going with? Oh, but like in talking to Goblin, he had a brilliant idea the other day. So he was also the one that a couple years ago. Let me go to Night Harbor really quick, and I'll just show you this. I think I showed you last stream as well. I'm a real chick said, or I'm a chick IRL said, I'm coming from WoW, really enjoy myself, never played EQ. Love it. Oh, there was somebody else. Barney was streaming and we played EQ. Like our goal wasn't to just make EQ, obviously. We went back and we said, prior to WoW, rounding off the rough edges and making the game so accessible, what did games feel like? And is there value in some of those friction points and some of the things that slow you down or make you dependent on others? Not a full group, just others. Somebody in the zone that knows something you don't, whatever, right? And will that be something that some people may enjoy? And I remember during those early years, we were on P99. Oh, this is going to be so slow like this. Let me patch the client and run it. Let's see. The editor is it's just chugging for me, so let me get in on the client. Nalia said never played EQ to the launch of EQL. So far I prefer M&M way more. Awesome. I like it. Yeah, I met a 22-year-old on P99. He was playing the game for the first time, playing an enchanter in Unrest, and we started chatting. And I think it's a different style of game. Right? That was the goal. It was, but when we say, hey, we think there was a divergence here, and everything just got really accessible and really sort of streamlined, and that's not a bad thing. We're not, those of you in the community that are like, oh, go play WoW if you don't like, that doesn't help. But we're not saying any of those games are bad. We're saying there is a different feel. Can we lean into that feel? And then over time, can we start to go even deeper on some of the systems that we have? So like we have a very rudimentary NPC chat system, but we're adding in layers as we go, that hopefully make it feel better. And then one of the things when I was talking to Goblin the other day, he was like, hey, can we track the words that our players are saying to NPCs? I was like, shit, we track a ton of data. Like, just a lot. We track a lot of events. It's like, all right, that's actually, because the idea was, okay, let's see what you guys are saying to the various NPCs so that we can then get a heat map of the words that people are using with these NPCs so that we can then look at the quests and see whether we need to fix the prompts so that the prompts are a bit more intuitive, so that we're not going to every single prompt and trying to blow them out completely. How we differentiate to who's talking to an NPC or not, you've got them targeted. Otherwise, they're not listening to you. And then from there, we basically winnow, like we consolidated down, because you could have an NPC targeted, but you could still be chatting with somebody else or saying something else. So I've got to go through and look at how Swanee's pulling that, but he's already got it in and is like, and we're looking at that data. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. So yeah, it's little stuff like that where it's like, all right, so we can continue to tune the mud actions, because we're doing it on the mud actions as well, looking at some of the syntax on mud actions to make it a little bit easier to do them. Over time, I think we're going to find that the NPCs will get a little bit smarter and smarter and have an understanding that when you're using a word that's synonymous with something else, that it's... Squat said, my wife won't talk to me sometimes, even when I target her. Must be a bug. Black HC, thanks for the follow a little bit ago as well. Yeah, I have a tendency to just type out the full sentence with NPCs. Eventually, it would be nice to maybe have that matter more and feel better, right? Those are the things that during EA to 1.0, we'll constantly be reworking the systems to see if... Yeah. It'd be awesome to have some type of prompt for unfinished quests. Some of them are in there. Ones that aren't. That's just kind of an oversight. Are you guys going to have ways to support development since no charge for the game itself? Yeah, starting in October, you can give us $15 a month, and that will be how we get your support. Saw something funny yesterday. Guy in group says I have to hop off. Accidentally pulled wifey aggro from playing too much. That is a very common. That is actually a common. I was going to say turn of events, choice of words. How do you pronounce Aelvarith? I pronounce it Aelvarith. Brutu and Cluckquest, thank you for the follows. Hey, there's Swanee. Oh man, you're lucky I'm not flashbanging you right now, just me. Can you see it on my face? When the merch comes out, be patient with us. It's gonna be print on demand. The merch that we have bought from there so far has been good. Get dark mode. It just, there was no, I don't know, the game was loading and it was a white screen for some reason. How correctable will raise faith be in regards to factions? You can forsake your god or faith and work on a new one. That should, and then factions will just be a grind. You just got to find the right things to do. EA is October 1st. Any plans for regional pricing? No plans for regional pricing at this time. And we understand that it's tough for some folks, but... Make sure I don't have audio overlapping. I don't hear any, but... Okay. Let me turn this back on. Will forsaking your God be seen differently by different religions? Like, will some really hate you after you do that and others not care as much? That is the hope. We're still working on the actual gameplay like the content implications, but that is the hope. Are we going to allow have some that allow you to come back and some that will exile you forever if you have displeased them? At the moment, they all let you come back. It's simpler that way. In a later version of it, maybe. And over time, getting better consequences in and having it have a bigger impact will definitely be on the books. It'll be like a roadmap item. In other games, some races are camped and could never access certain areas, locations, so wondering if we'll ever see deep elves roaming Night Harbor and the like. We're hoping to get the factions good enough that you may see it, but they would have had to do a lot of work to get there. Does choosing a religion affect the way you're treated in the world similar to EQ? Yes. Schmo said at one time Goblin talked about a pool of sponsored subs to EA to help folks get a free month donated to them. What do you think about an idea like that? The challenge we've had with all of the donating to a pool, etc., was like, how do we give it out? People are already, look at the lottery. People are already unhappy that they don't win the lottery. So like, how do we give out the subs from the pool of subs is the biggest challenge we've run into. All right, so I think I showed this last week, but just in case you missed it, one of the things that we've changed is I made it big so you could read it. So now when you say stuff to a NPC, guard, merchant, quest NPC or whatever, and you say like, you know, so you say something like, I want to go shopping, right? And so he's, what sort of shopping you're looking to do, looking to buy something specific. And there's still more that we need to put in here, because like if I say swords, I don't think he's going to send you anywhere. But if I say like fish, you know, they mentioned that, right? So there's some work there. But the bigger problem that we had was if I say like farts, previously, if you say something weird, he wouldn't say anything. And so you wouldn't know that there's no feedback. If you've never played a game like this, there's no feedback, right? Or so, you know, like, I need money. He's just like, huh? And so now anything that's not an accurate, like that's, right? And so, and this is an expandable list. This is all just a table. So we've already put it in. So, you know, and we've got support. So you can like for animations in the text as well. So now he can shrug and stuff like that. Right. So now you get feedback, even if you're wrong. which was a big one, right? And that was something Goblin asked about like years ago because he'd never played a game like this. Go to... See if Stumpy's up. So Stumpy's up. And since it's on a per NPC basis... we can also make it... One of the first things I thought after attaching this to the NPCs was like, oh shit, Stumpy doesn't have a tongue. He doesn't talk. So if I target Stumpy and I'm like, hail, he just emotes, right? Oh yeah, you got the animation playing now. That's nice, right? I think Loki's been updating some of these as well. So then if I say... whatever. Bananas. He actually has a separate table or a set of entries in a table that are because he's mute, right? So his response is so then when oh, I just realized my green screen's freaking out again. It's all good. So if he was drunk, I made another one for like rude people. I don't know if I added rude to anybody. I could do that really quick actually. Let me go. Guard Jeskel is kind of an asshole. Hold on one second. Go to... I don't think I added it to him though. Right? Because he's like... Oh no, he does. He is already got the rude attached to him. Are you daft? There's more than that. I'll have to look at the... that was just bad RNG. Are you drunk? What are you saying, right? So anyway, so we've got that. We're gonna start looking at the heat map of like words that are being said to various quest NPCs and see if we can make that a little bit better. Oh, this guy's up. Need to come in and add more of these random events. And I need to redo this. This is years old. He should have depopped by now, I think. Yeah, and so drunk guys act drunk and blah blah blah. So we'll be able to do that. Need to throw one on for some of the quest animals that you talk to. Yeah, so it's little stuff like that. The reason why I mentioned that type of little thing is it's a very small change. It was very quick to get in. Ollie put it in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then we got the data in for it. Is the music too loud? I just looked down at the monitor. It's kind of loud. What did I come in to show you? Not that, I don't think. Reminds you of the old JRPGs. Fall and Watch for sure. Nope. I mean, I could show you Fall and Watch, and then that would take some of the heat off of people going in and being the first to see Fall and Watch. I just don't want to do it. I think it'd be more fun for you guys to get in and be be the first to see it. The brightness in this zone is, these are the working lights. I think I mentioned that before. So the lights are pretty pretty amped up for us in here right now. Will you be able to level all the way to 16 to deep without leaving eventually? Yeah. Yeah. The DEs are starting to really come together. Some of the deep up armor is also going to be Hoods. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure and an honor for Slayheim to spend so much of his time with me chatting. I enjoyed the interview. I mentioned to him I don't know that I want to do a ton of interviews, to be honest, so I'm glad that I got to do one with him. All right, Daniel. Take care. So yeah, our focus right now is getting the deep stuff together. Getting it playable for you guys as quickly as humanly possible. Zones come together pretty fast on the content side, but player housing, there will be player housing in the deep. In Aelvarith, yep. And maybe some little places here and there, similar to like the housing in Shallow Shoals. All right, so yeah, it's a big city. There will be housing in the Underdocks. Like I said, the lighting is these are the work lights. It's brighter in here than it will be. It's also a big city. So much for just making all the non-Night Harbor cities tiny, I guess. But speaking of the deep and Underdocks, Tellen is here. Tellen's been working away in the Underdocks. But yeah, this city is also not a joke. So bear with us. Even it's not going to be, it's not going to have every nook and cranny filled. It's not going to be every single NPC and every mud action and every quest in here when we hit early access. But it will be coming together quickly, and we'll have a roadmap for you, and you'll see as more and more stuff comes online. Okay, so don't kill a bot. It's a bit apples and oranges, Wallabus. And so with a zone, another deep zone with more, I would say more appropriate, like the actual lighting. Minzo Baranzan, hold my beer. Well, I mean, I do actually. Yeah, it was is very well lit. Like I said, it'll be darker once it's live. I'm curious to see if we optimize something. Because, like, these areas around the crystals and stuff felt more illuminated back in previous visits. I don't know. Tellin, have you noticed anything along those lines while you're in here? Because this really does feel darker to me. Like, that area used to be more lit up. Oh, the water's no longer illuminated as well. Yeah, so something's up with this. It is darker. Click respawn and Terracore, thank you for the follows. Because typically you could see all of that illuminated by the crystals and stuff. So yeah, work in progress. Use Gamma? Should I cheat? It doesn't fix it because the lights are just gone. Oh, there's a fairy though. Let me... Do the Deep Elves have a king or queen ruling over them? They have a queen. Any Deep Gnome finished models to see? What are... Yeah, you can see them in the latest update. Let me... dummy. What? Oh, I got a beard still. Let me take my clothes off. That usually makes it more interesting looking. What? Oh, that's my consignment container. Are we getting a trait rework before EA? That is the hope, yes. I think there's still some animation things to look at. Tellin, we may need to borrow your person who is helping you with props in here to help on another zone soon. Looks like things are coming together pretty well here, though. I saw that. I took a raft over to the island. I was waiting on this one to go back over. It looks great. Good job. Have we tried to ride a mount on a raft yet? Has anything been done to stop programs like Show EQ? We've done a few things in the past, both on the like tech side and also on the legal side. What is the show EQ? People sniffing packets or using other techniques to basically gather data that is being sent to the client, so that it can be displayed in a way that gives the person using the application the ability to see more information than we intended. I think is about as generic of answer as I could give. Hopefully that's relatively accurate. I'm telling you, this is the power work outfit. It allows you to see every NPC in the zone. Well, in theory, even if you've got something that is working in that way, it won't show you everything in the zone because we use a sphere of influence system. So we're not sending information to the clients beyond us that's outside of a certain distance to you. Three sheets to the wind. We've been dropping them basically the same time that we have the announcements, like the breakdowns. We've been providing the updated class as well. So can see work is definitely happening in here. But I mentioned earlier in the stream that I'm going to confirm with the guys and try to basically give you a nice timeline for the remaining classes. Do you have plans to change tracking at all for user viewing? Seeing the entire zone virtually on track with no sorting alphabetically is rough. Yeah, there'll be revisions to track over time for sure. So, the underdocks, even though you couldn't see all of it because of the lighting thing that's going on, the underdocks is pretty big. So there'll be a lot of stuff going on in here as well. Yeah, a lot of people they check out the game and then they kind of make their decision, you know, yay or nay, and We have a number of people that are continuing to play, but we definitely see that some people have like played and they're waiting to come back on EA. I mean, I did look recently. Just kind of see what things would look like. And you can see, you know, we've held pretty steady when EQL like came out. That was the 28th. Naturally, we see a dip there, which it's to be expected. But we've maintained a pretty steady, like, 25 on average. Yeah, average is 2,600 people, uniques, and then CCUs like around 900. For a beta that's been going on this long, it's fair. We'll take it, and then we'll just see what happens. And like I was saying earlier in the stream, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people look at early access for us similar to a game that's had like a specific runway where they basically spent all their money trying to get to this point, and they were crossing their fingers that it all works. Otherwise, they kind of are going to go, you know, ass up. And for us, it's mainly there's really only two scenarios when we go into early access, whether it be the day of early access or 5 months later. There are really only two scenarios that would make us not continue just doing what we're doing, right? Which is continue to make this very big game and try to make it as deep as possible over time. It would be absolutely no one shows up and we're like, well, shit, we definitely miscalculated. All right, I guess we've got a private server that we've got a great private server for ourselves. Okay. Or, you know, 4 months after the game comes out, it's less about whether or not 90% of the people stop playing, and it's more about if everybody on the team's like, yeah, I'm out of here, then we'll have to look at it and, you know, I don't know, Ollie and I will sit and go. Right? There'll be a few of us, right? I say Ollie and I, but it'll be a few of us, and we just go, all right, well, cool, do you want to keep grinding? All right. And then that'd be that. We'd have more time to play the game, I guess. There'd be less pressure. And so we'd keep grinding on the game, and we'd have more time to level our tunes. Yeah, if everybody keeps subbing but they're not playing, then that's okay. We'll keep making the game. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's an optimization thing. Look, as I got closer, the light is showing here. Oh shit. I jumped too far. And now the lights are showing. Yeah, I took 1,200 points damage. I think it's I think we added some sort of optimization. And that's why the lights weren't showing before. See how bright it is now? How deep are you guys going to go on the reputation gated content? Pretty deep. Might be a render limit. I think it's our guys have been working on some different optimizations. I think maybe they did something. So I'll mention it. Shevin11. I was just talking about you a little bit ago. Said, yeah, don't worry, I didn't say anything I shouldn't. My wife and I were playing a ton for a bit, but she wanted to wait after we got good feel for the game until EA says she can play for real. I feel that way, honestly. As much as I like my little tunes, it'll be nice to know that they are forever characters. Vanteleon said, speaking of render limit, do you have plans to add sliders for particle effects and such? Sometimes you get nuts in small space. Yeah. Oops, wrong direction. Yeah, I think the lighting everywhere. Oops, in the deep. Yeah, the Tron mushrooms. We'll have to fix that zone line. Yeah, the lighting got kind of messed up in here, I think. In the deep. The 2000-ish said, as a super casual player, I find myself often just logging in and not to level, but just to sit around and enjoy the ambience. That is also a big hope for the project, in all seriousness. This zone is very in progress. Derek Karsis said, this close to EA, is there a reason you're still using a lottery to give playtest access rather than just opening the gates, or is it mostly to manage population limits on the server? Mostly to manage population limits on the server. We still have... So, right now it's just showing some stats. Like, we currently have... between 2,000 and 2,500 unique players each day. But the reality is, if we were to just provide open access for everybody, it would be... Let me see where we're at right now. So it would potentially add another 8,000 people. Now, naturally, not everybody's going to play of that 8,000. Not all of those accounts are legit, etc. But it is one of those situations where we don't want to create more work for ourselves than necessary. Right? You know, keep in mind that we don't have a massive CS staff. So that's the main thing. We do a couple things in the background to try to ensure that the people that are in the lottery each week are as legit as possible. So If you wanted to make it independent game, make a game within the game. Could it be integrated M&M with independent development? You would have to go through like a whole process where we have you sign over the IP and all that stuff, and then it still probably have to be integrated and all of that. So it's not something that we typically do. Like, once people are coming on the team or on the team and they want to do stuff like that, it's a lot easier for us to manage. Derek Arsis said, makes sense. Appreciate the explanation. I've been pretty impressed with the openness of development. Looking forward to trying out. We're excited to have you. Yeah, so this lighting is not correct. The last lighting was not correct. They're all just kind of incorrect in their own special way at the moment. So we'll be continuing to get that wired in. Oh, no worries, Vantaleon. And I appreciate the offer. I will say, as a spoiler, those of you that are in beta, you will maybe see that there's a little something for you to play in the next update. I don't know if anything has been mentioned on that front. I don't want to be too spoilery. A schlong slider like Age of Conan. I mean, priorities. Don't forget to add jiggle physics. Well, I mean, if, you know, those things go together. Rubs hands together, delicious. Those things... Are we all still... Oh my goodness. It's Saturday, huh? Instead of a slider, use named presets like EQ2, like Your Majesty. Oh my. No fishing minigame. No, Ollie has reworked fishing, but it is not a minigame at this time. Oh goodness, it's 10 o'clock. I have, based on the conversation we were just having, I read that sentence all wrong. I read it as, I just want to be able to fillet my cook. Yes, you are the cook. I always thought you were a cook. I want a fishing minigame, but it should be for special fish, trophy fish even, not something you do regularly. Oh, it just pops up if it's like a very special fish. That's when you know you got a big one on the line, when all of a sudden it's a completely different minigame. Oh no. What's going on here? Do we need to rebake the occlusion? I think we do. Nerve-wracked. I'm just kidding with you. Alright. I'm gonna get Doom music and fishing. Why did I just think of like Final Fantasy? Is that like... Does that happen in Final Fantasy 11? Penny asks, what can you tell us about launch day? What time are we looking at? 1 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern. Narrow down those servers yet? I just read that in your voice. Because the way I read the last part was like very yeah. I don't know if you've watched your videos, and I think you probably get it. Based on Ali, 3 a.m. Eastern. Maybe we should launch on our time instead of American time. Damn it. We should launch when it's convenient for us. Just want something like in New World where you reel the fish in and raise it above your head to display it. That would be cool. It's kind of high fidelity. That's pretty fancy. 9 a.m. finish time. What is that for us? For me, is that like... Is that an 8? No. Is that 10? I'm backwards. Coffee and sauna. That sounds awesome. Since it's about time for me to wrap up, Robert, you know what my new thing is? I've discovered one of my most favorite things, and it's gonna sound lame to some of you, but like one of my favorite things is when my wife gets off work lately, because the weather's still good and it's not too late. We've been going up on the balcony, no cell phones, leave the cell phones down or in the pocket or on the table. And I will, we've been drinking, essentially we have like espresso. We're not fancy. We don't have the machine. So we just have this wonderful espresso concentrate. Well, that boat's just going sideways. That's wonderful. Espresso with a Mediterranean tonic water. Nice big ice cube in there. And we'll just sit there and we'll chill out. Talk with no phones. I'll smoke a cigar and relax. And it's just amazing. No phone time with a significant other is wonderful, and it's made us just realize how much the phone in the hand is not a great thing. Also, I'm a big dork because now I like cigars as well. It was pipes, now it's cigars as well. I'm just fascinated. They're so pretty. Anyway, I think that is it. On that note, I think it is it for me today. Criddle, are you still streaming? Because I didn't see anybody from the team that's streaming. Robert said, me and wifey just went to the sauna earlier. Old school sauna with wood stove. Life quality. Yeah, when we eventually get our own place, we're definitely getting a sauna. Only for a bit longer. Should I not raid you? Let me see. Is Brutus streaming? Deep Squats was first. Criddle, I'll raid you. I've been wanting to raid you. I owe you one. And then if you want to raid somebody else afterwards, if you're going to wrap up, then let's do it. I'll raid you, and then you can raid Bruto if you want, or next time I'm streaming and he's on, then we'll do that. So let's do that. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to wrap up, and like I said, I promised I'd be here today. I'm here. I'm on time. I'm going to I'll try to get in a couple streams next week. We'll see. And yeah, we're just going to be very heads down trying to get all this stuff done. So thank you everybody for being here. And stick around for the raid, and we'll raid, and then I will see you soon. Erhini TV, vielen Dank, gleichfalls. Ich wünsche euch einen schönen Sonntag und eine schöne Woche. All the Swedes, tack så mycket. Starting the raid now. Thanks, guys. Thank you, everybody. Später, stay heim. Tschüssi. All right, raiding now. You guys have a good one.